Sister Wives Janelle Brown will help Kody financially, but on the condition that Robyn be kicked out of the house. Kody admits mistakes to Janelle and blames Robyn and her children for bankruptcy. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I'm Olivia, and I hope you're well by God's grace. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. In an explosive turn of events that no one in the Brown family, or the viewers, could have predicted, Sister Wives star Janelle Brown has come forward with an unexpected offer to financially help her estranged husband Kody Brown. However, her proposal comes with one shocking condition: that Robyn Brown and her children be removed from the home and cut off from Kody's financial support. What follows is a dramatic and emotional chapter in the family saga as Kody finally confronts his mistakes, admits to alienating his wives and children, and squarely places the blame for the family's bankruptcy and dysfunction on Robyn and her children. Here is the full story of what happened, based on conversations with family insiders, emotional sit-downs, and a web of hurt feelings and betrayals that have brought the Brown family to this moment. The breaking point. For years, Sister Wives fans have watched the Brown family unravel before their eyes. Kody Brown, who once prided himself on being the loving patriarch of a polygamous household, has steadily lost the affection and loyalty of his wives. Christine was the first to leave, finding love and independence outside the family. Then Mary finally admitted she and Kody no longer had a marriage and decided to move on. Janelle, too, walked away after years of feeling neglected and unappreciated. Throughout it all, Kody and Robyn appeared united, but cracks began to show as debts mounted, children distanced themselves, and the family's finances became dire. At the center of it all was Robyn, the youngest wife, whose closeness to Kody alienated the others. As family insiders now claim, Robyn's lavish spending habits and insistence on prioritizing her own children left the other wives and children feeling abandoned, financially burdened, and betrayed. A desperate call to Janelle. According to insiders, Kody recently reached out to Janelle late one evening after months of barely speaking to her. He called her crying, a source close to Janelle said. He told her he was broke, the family was bankrupt, the house was in foreclosure, and he didn't know what to do. He said he didn't have anyone else to turn to. Janelle was reportedly taken aback. After all, she herself had struggled financially after leaving Kody and having to support herself without much help from him. Yet she still felt sympathy, and perhaps some lingering affection, for the man she'd once called her husband for nearly 30 years. But Janelle didn't hesitate to lay down her conditions. Janelle's ultimatum. If you want my help, you need to face the truth, Janelle reportedly told Kody. She explained that she was willing to help him pay off some of his debts and even assist with the mortgage on the family home, but only if Robyn and her children moved out of the house and stopped draining the family's resources. According to Janelle, as long as Robyn remained in the picture, there would be no way for Kody to repair his relationships with the rest of the family or to regain any financial stability. You chose her over everyone, Janelle allegedly told him. And look where that's gotten you. She demanded that Robyn move out of the house immediately, that Kody stop giving her and her children preferential treatment, and that he start making amends with his other children, many of whom had cut ties with him in recent years. Kody admits his mistakes. For perhaps the first time in years, Kody didn't argue. He just sat there with his head in his hands, the source said. He told her she was right. He admitted that he'd made a huge mistake by putting Robyn and her kids first, and he blamed himself for alienating the rest of the family. Kody reportedly confessed that he had been blind to Robyn's manipulation and that he had believed she would help him keep the family together. Instead, he said, she encouraged him to cut off the other wives and their children, isolating him from everyone who had once loved and supported him. He said Robyn convinced him that the others were toxic and that they didn't respect him, the source continued. But now he sees that it was Robyn who was toxic. The financial mess. The family's financial situation is even worse than most viewers realize. After years of living beyond their means, combined with legal fees, failed real estate ventures, and the costs of maintaining multiple households, Kody has reportedly racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. He told Janelle that the mortgage on the house he and Robyn share is months overdue and that they are at risk of foreclosure. Meanwhile, Robyn has allegedly continued to spend money on luxury items, private schooling for her children, and expensive home decor, even as bills piled up. Janelle was furious when she heard that, the insider said. She told him he was letting her bleed him dry while the rest of the family suffered. Janelle's conditions. Janelle laid out her terms clearly. Robyn must move out of the family home within 30 days. Robyn and her children will no longer receive financial support from the family accounts. Kody must publicly acknowledge his responsibility for the family's financial collapse. Kody must begin repairing his relationships with his other children and wives. Only then, she said, would she consider lending him money to help keep the family home from being foreclosed. After his conversation with Janelle, Kody reportedly went home and confronted Robyn. It was explosive, said a source who witnessed the argument. He told her that she'd ruined him, that she'd turned him against his family, and that he couldn't afford to support her anymore. Robyn, for her part, was reportedly stunned and angry. She denied manipulating Kody and accused the other wives of poisoning him against her. But Kody wasn't having it. He told her that Janelle was right, that he'd been blind to what was going on, and that he needed to fix things, the source said. Robyn reportedly refused to leave, at least at first. She told Kody she and her children had nowhere else to go, and that she'd sacrificed everything to be with him. But Kody stood firm. He told her he'd already spoken to a lawyer and that he intended to stop supporting her financially within the month. Family insiders say that Robyn eventually packed a few bags and left the house in tears, taking her children with her to stay with relatives. News of the showdown spread quickly among the Brown children. Many of the older kids, who had grown distant from Kody over the years, reportedly reached out to Janelle to thank her for standing up to him. They've been angry at him for a long time, a family friend said. They feel like he abandoned them for Robyn's kids, so they're relieved that he's finally seeing the truth. Some of the children even expressed cautious optimism that they might be able to rebuild their relationships with their father now that Robyn was out of the picture. Mary, who has also endured years of neglect from Kody, was reportedly skeptical of his sudden change of heart. She told him not to come crawling back to her just because he hit rock bottom, an insider said. She said he needed to prove he'd really changed before she'd even consider letting him back into her life. Nevertheless, she admitted she was glad to see Robyn held accountable for her role in the family's downfall. Christine, who has found happiness with her new husband David Woolley, also commented on the situation. She told Janelle she was proud of her for standing up to Kody, a source said. But she also warned her not to let him take advantage of her generosity again. Christine reportedly said she hoped Kody would finally prioritize his children and stop letting his ego and poor choices hurt everyone around him. With Robyn and her children gone, Kody has reportedly begun trying to repair his relationships with his older children, reaching out to them individually to apologize for his mistakes. He has also started working with a financial advisor to get his debts under control and is rumored to be selling off some of his real estate holdings to pay down his obligations. It's a long road ahead, a family insider said. But this is the first time in years that it seems like he's actually willing to do the work. Even with Robyn gone, the damage to the Brown family may be irreversible. Many of the children remain wary of Kody, and several of the wives have said they're not interested in rekindling a romantic relationship with him. It's not just about Robyn, one of his daughters reportedly said. It's about all the years he ignored us, all the hurt he caused. That doesn't just go away overnight. In a rare joint statement, Janelle and Kody addressed fans of Sister Wives, acknowledging the turmoil in the family. "We know we've let a lot of people down," the statement read. "We've made mistakes and we're trying to make things right. We appreciate everyone who has supported our family through the good times and the bad. We're working hard to heal and move forward." The drama between Kody, Janelle, and Robyn has brought long-simmering tensions to the surface and forced everyone in the Brown family to reevaluate their priorities. Janelle's bold ultimatum, offering to help Kody, but only if Robyn was out of the picture, may have finally pushed Kody to take responsibility for his actions and begin making amends. Only time will tell if the wounds can truly heal, but for the first time in years, there seems to be a glimmer of hope that the Brown family can find their way back to one another. As for Robyn, she has remained quiet since leaving the house, and her future with Kody remains uncertain. Some insiders say she is determined to fight for her place in the family, while others believe she's already planning to start over elsewhere. Sister Wives. Meri Brown stood by Kody in his darkest hour, but Robyn ignored her completely. In the most emotional and shocking chapter yet of the Sister Wives saga, Meri Brown, the first wife of Kody Brown, surprised everyone by choosing to stand by her estranged husband during the family's most difficult time. Even after years of neglect, humiliation, and heartache, Meri decided to offer her support to Kody when he hit rock bottom. But her loyalty was met not with gratitude from everyone, but with cold indifference and even hostility from Robyn Brown, Kody's fourth wife. Robyn, who has long been seen as Kody's favorite and the source of much of the family tension, reportedly refused to even acknowledge Meri's efforts, leaving her feeling invisible and unwanted once again. This is the full story of how Meri tried to be the bigger person, why she chose to support Kody despite everything, and how Robyn's cruel behavior brought her to the brink, yet again, of walking away for good. Kody's collapse. Over the past 2 years, viewers of Sister Wives have watched the family fall apart. Christine was the first to leave, finding love elsewhere. Janelle also walked away, fed up with being sidelined. Meri seemed to follow suit, announcing that she no longer had a marriage with Kody. Through it all, Robyn stayed by Kody's side. Or so it seemed. What viewers didn't fully realize until now was just how far Kody had fallen behind the scenes. According to family insiders, Kody's finances had collapsed, his relationships with most of his children were shattered, and his once proud vision of a united polygamous family had crumbled into dust. He lost almost everything, a source close to the family revealed. The houses, the money, the respect of his kids. He was completely broken. In the middle of this chaos, Meri did something no one expected. She showed up. After months of living separately and pursuing her own business ventures, Meri drove to Kody's home one evening after hearing from one of the children how bad things had become. She saw how desperate he was, said a family friend. He was depressed, crying, drinking alone. No one was there for him, not even Robyn. Meri couldn't stand to watch him go through it alone. According to insiders, Meri sat with Kody for hours that night, listening to him pour out his pain, his guilt, and his fear about the future. He said he'd ruined everything, the source said. He admitted he'd treated her terribly and that he wished he'd done things differently. Meri just held his hand and told him she didn't want to see him suffer. For many fans, and even her own family members, Meri's decision to support Kody was baffling. After all, Kody had humiliated her on national television, dismissing their marriage as nothing more than a friendship and refusing to show her affection. He prioritized Robyn and her children over everyone else, leaving Meri isolated and heartbroken. So, why did she help him now? Meri said it was about compassion, the insider explained. She said she may not love him like she used to, but she couldn't just sit by and watch him destroy himself. She felt sorry for him. For Meri, the idea of family, no matter how fractured, was still sacred. She believed it was her duty to help, even if no one else would. Robyn's cold shoulder. What Meri didn't expect was that her gesture would be met with hostility, not from Kody, but from Robyn. While Meri sat with Kody, comforting him and helping him pick up the pieces, Robyn reportedly stayed in her room, refusing to even come downstairs. She acted like Meri wasn't even there, said the source. She didn't say hello, didn't thank her, nothing. Just icy glares and silence. When Kody tried to explain that Meri was only trying to help, Robyn allegedly accused her of interfering. She told Kody that Meri was just trying to make herself look good and that she didn't belong there anymore, the source continued. It was really cruel. Kody stuck in the middle. For once, Kody found himself defending Meri. He told Robyn she had no right to treat Meri that way, said the insider. He said he'd pushed Meri away for years, but she was the only one who showed up when he needed someone. But Robyn wasn't moved. She reportedly told Kody that Meri was just playing the martyr and that he should send her away. Kody refused, saying Meri had every right to be there and that he was grateful for her support. The other wives react. When Janelle and Christine heard about what was happening, they both expressed mixed feelings. Janelle was reportedly supportive of Meri's choice to help but warned her not to let Kody take advantage of her kindness. She told Meri she was a better person than both of them put together, a family friend said. Christine, on the other hand, was more skeptical. She said she couldn't understand why Meri was still hanging on, the insider revealed. She said Kody would never change, and Robyn would never let him go. The children's perspective. Many of the Brown children were also surprised by Meri's actions. Some of them, particularly those who had been hurt by Kody's favoritism toward Robyn, reached out to thank her for at least trying to hold the family together. Others, however, reportedly begged her not to get sucked back into the drama. They told her she deserved better, a source said. They didn't want to see her get hurt again. Robyn's isolation. Over the weeks that followed, Robyn became increasingly isolated. With Kody spending more time talking to Meri and even visiting Janelle and some of the kids, Robyn felt her influence slipping away. She was furious, the insider said. She felt like Meri was stealing her place, even though she hadn't even been there for Kody when he needed her. Robyn reportedly stopped speaking to Kody for several days and began staying at a relative's house with her children. Meri finds her voice. For the first time in years, Meri reportedly stood up to Robyn directly. She told her, "You've ignored me, humiliated me, and treated me like I don't exist. But I'm still here and you're not. Maybe that says something about who we really are." Those words reportedly left Robyn speechless. A turning point for Kody. This experience seemed to be a wake-up call for Kody. He realized that Meri, the woman he'd pushed away and written off, was the only one who still cared enough to stand by him, said the source. Kody reportedly began to express regret for how he'd treated her over the years, and even told her that he wished he could go back and do things differently. He said he didn't deserve her forgiveness, the insider revealed. Despite Kody's remorse, Meri still struggled with her own feelings. On one hand, she was glad to feel needed and appreciated again. On the other, she knew she deserved more than the scraps of affection Kody was offering her now. She told a friend that she didn't know if she was helping him because she still loved him or because she just couldn't stand to see anyone suffer like that, the source said. The fans react. When news of Meri's support for Kody broke, fans of Sister Wives were divided. Some praised her for her compassion and loyalty, calling her the true heart of the family. Others criticized her for letting herself be mistreated yet again and urged her to walk away for good. Meri's message. In a social media post following the drama, Meri wrote, "Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't mean doing what feels good. Sometimes it means showing up even when you've been hurt. It means choosing kindness even when it's not returned. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who I am." Robyn's silence. Robyn, for her part, has remained silent publicly. But insiders say she feels betrayed and humiliated by Kody's closeness to Meri. She still believes she's his true soulmate, said the family friend. But now she's starting to realize she might not have as much control over him as she thought. Whether this moment marks a true turning point for Kody and Meri remains to be seen. Some family members believe Kody is beginning to recognize the damage he's done and is making an effort to rebuild what he's lost. Others suspect that once the dust settles, he'll go back to his old ways and to Robyn. For now, though, Meri remains cautious but hopeful. She's taking it one day at a time, said the insider. She's not making any promises, but she's proud of herself for being true to who she is. For viewers and family alike, Meri's actions serve as a powerful reminder of the strength it takes to choose kindness and loyalty, even when it's not returned. Whether or not Kody and Meri can ever truly repair their relationship, she has shown that she is willing to rise above the pain and be there for someone when they need it most. She's the only one who still believes in the idea of family, said a family friend. Even when everyone else gave up. The future of the family. What happens next for the Browns remains uncertain. Will Kody finally appreciate Meri and treat her with the respect she deserves? Will Robyn come to terms with her own behavior and make amends? Or will the family continue to splinter as old wounds reopen and new grievances emerge? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: Mary Brown has once again proven herself to be the quiet, steadfast heart of the family, even if no one else acknowledges it. In the world of sister wives, where betrayal and hurt feelings often seem to overshadow love and connection, Mary's choice to stand by Kody in his darkest hour is nothing short of remarkable. Despite being ignored, dismissed, and even humiliated for years, she showed up when it mattered most, proving that sometimes strength comes not from walking away, but from staying when everyone else has left. And while Robyn's coldness only deepened the divide between them, Mary's resilience shines as a testament to the power of grace under fire. Sister wives shock. Robyn turns on Kody after his bankruptcy, secret plans to embezzle his remaining assets revealed. In what might be the most jaw-dropping development yet in the sister wives saga, Kody Brown has reportedly discovered that Robyn, the wife he trusted above all others, is not only indifferent to his financial ruin, but is secretly planning to embezzle the remainder of his assets and leave him with nothing. Long thought to be his most loyal and devoted wife, Robyn's alleged betrayal has left Kody blindsided, devastated, and, for the first time, truly alone. This is the dramatic and emotional story of how Kody's downfall became Robyn's opportunity, how she allegedly plotted behind his back, and what happens now that her plan has come to light. The bankruptcy. Over the last 2 years, Kody's world has crumbled around him. Once the patriarch of a sprawling polygamous family, Kody lost the support of 3 of his wives, Christine, Janelle, and Mary, and became estranged from many of his children. But it wasn't just his relationships that collapsed. Kody's finances also fell apart. Between multiple mortgages, unpaid taxes, legal fees, failed business ventures, and the cost of supporting Robyn's expensive lifestyle, Kody reportedly racked up debts in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Earlier this year, he officially declared bankruptcy. He tried to keep it quiet, said a family insider. But he couldn't keep up the charade anymore. He was broke, completely broke. Robyn's response. When Kody filed for bankruptcy, many expected that Robyn, who had always been at his side, would comfort him and help him through the crisis. Instead, she reportedly turned cold and distant. She didn't even pretend to care, the insider revealed. She told him it was his fault and that she wasn't going to suffer because of his mistakes. Kody was stunned. After years of prioritizing Robyn and her children over everyone else, often at great personal cost, he assumed she would be the one person he could count on. But as the weeks passed, it became clear that Robyn was not interested in helping him recover. She started avoiding him, staying out late, and spending even more money, said the source. He was drowning in debt, and she was shopping like nothing had happened. The secret plan. What Kody didn't realize at first was that Robyn allegedly had a plan of her own, one that didn't include him. According to family insiders, Robyn had been quietly moving money into separate accounts for months before Kody declared bankruptcy. She was siphoning off funds from the family business, selling jewelry, and even cashing in on some of the assets Kody thought were still secure, said the source. She was building a nest egg for herself and leaving him with nothing. Robyn reportedly even consulted with a lawyer about how to protect her assets and transfer ownership of certain properties to her name without Kody's knowledge. She was planning her exit, the insider explained. And she didn't care what happened to him. The discovery. Kody first became suspicious when he noticed several large withdrawals from their joint accounts. When he confronted Robyn, she reportedly brushed him off, saying she was just covering household expenses and paying bills. But when he hired an accountant to help him navigate his bankruptcy, he was shocked to discover evidence of transfers, hidden accounts, and property sales he hadn't authorized. He felt like he'd been punched in the gut, said the source. The woman he trusted more than anyone else had been stealing from him all along. The confrontation. Family insiders say Kody confronted Robyn one evening in what turned into a heated, emotional argument. He asked her straight out if she'd been taking money behind his back, said the source. At first, she denied it. But when he showed her the evidence, she just shrugged and said, "Well, someone had to look out for me and my kids." Robyn reportedly told Kody that she had no intention of sharing in his downfall and that she deserved to protect herself after all she'd sacrificed for him. She said she wouldn't go down with him, the insider revealed. She made it clear that she was done cleaning up his mess. Kody's reaction. For perhaps the first time, Kody saw Robyn for who she truly was. He told her he felt betrayed, used, and humiliated, said the source. He said he'd given up everything for her, his other wives, his kids, his dignity, and this is how she repaid him. According to insiders, Kody broke down in tears, saying he had nothing left, no money, no family, and now not even Robyn's loyalty. He said, "You were all I had left. And you took that away too." Robyn's justification. Robyn reportedly defended her actions by saying she was only protecting herself and her children. She told him she couldn't count on him anymore and that she needed to secure a future for her family, said the insider. But Kody countered that her greed and selfishness were the very reasons the family had fallen apart. She was spending money we didn't have, he reportedly said. She was living like a queen while everyone else suffered. The other wives weigh in. When news of Robyn's alleged embezzlement reached the rest of the family, the reactions were swift and furious. Christine, who left Kody years earlier, reportedly said she wasn't surprised. She said she always knew Robyn was in it for herself, said the source. She called it karmic justice. Janelle, who has also been vocal about Robyn's influence over Kody, allegedly told friends that she felt vindicated. "Makes you wonder how much she was skimming off the top even when we were all still together," Janelle reportedly said. Even Mary, who had tried to support Kody in recent months, was reportedly appalled. She said Robyn had finally shown her true colors, the insider revealed, and that she hoped Kody finally saw it too. The children react. Several of the Brown children reportedly reached out to Kody after learning what had happened. Some expressed sympathy for him, saying they couldn't believe Robyn would stoop so low. Others, however, were less forgiving, pointing out that Kody had chosen Robyn over them for years, and now he was paying the price. Robyn's next move. Insiders say Robyn has already moved out of the family home and is staying with relatives. "She's pretending like nothing happened," said the source. "She's posting on social media, going shopping, taking her kids out, like she didn't just destroy what little was left of that family." Some sources even claim she's already looking for a new man, though those reports remain unconfirmed. Legal ramifications. Kody is reportedly consulting with attorneys to see if he can recover any of the money Robyn allegedly took. "It's complicated," said a family friend. "Because they were legally married and shared accounts, she may have a legal claim to some of it. But if he can prove she embezzled funds or hid assets during bankruptcy proceedings, she could be in serious trouble." The fans react. News of Robyn's alleged betrayal sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fanbase. On social media, many fans expressed anger and disappointment, calling her actions unforgivable and disgusting. Some, however, argued that Kody had brought this on himself by alienating his other wives and putting all his faith in Robyn. Kody's reflection. In a rare and emotional post, Kody reportedly addressed the situation publicly. "I've made a lot of mistakes. I trusted the wrong people, pushed away the ones who really cared about me, and lost sight of what mattered. I have to own that. But no one deserves to be betrayed like this, not by the person they loved and trusted most." He went on to say that he was focusing on rebuilding his life, one step at a time, and that he hoped to eventually make amends with his children and former wives. For Kody, the bankruptcy and Robyn's alleged betrayal have been a harsh but necessary wake-up call. "He finally sees how toxic things really were," said the insider. "He realizes now that he sacrificed everything for someone who never really cared about him." Family members say he is trying to be more humble, more present, and more grateful for the people who still stand by him. While some family members are cautiously optimistic that Kody can turn his life around, others believe the damage is too deep. "He's lost so much," said the source. "And it's not just about the money. It's about the trust, the love, the respect. You can't just buy that back." As for Robyn, her future remains uncertain. Some insiders believe she will try to claim as much of Kody's remaining assets as possible and then disappear from the public eye. Others suspect she may attempt to spin the situation in her favor, portraying herself as a victim who only did what she had to do to protect her children. The story of Kody and Robyn Brown has always been complicated, a tale of love, loyalty, and betrayal played out in front of millions of viewers. But this latest chapter is perhaps the most heartbreaking of all. For years, Kody believed Robyn was his soulmate, the one person he could count on when everyone else had abandoned him. But in the end, it seems she was only looking out for herself. And as Kody picks up the pieces of his shattered life, he's forced to confront the reality of the choices he made and the consequences that followed. The road ahead. Kody has a long road ahead of him. Rebuilding his finances, repairing his relationships with his children, and finding peace after such a public and painful betrayal will not be easy. But family insiders say he is determined to learn from his mistakes and not let the past define him. As one friend put it, he finally sees the truth. And that's the first step toward healing. In a final message to fans of Sister Wives, Kody reportedly said, "Thank you to everyone who has stood by me through all of this. I know I've made mistakes, and I have a lot of work to do, but I'm not giving up. I still believe in family and I still believe in love, even if it looks different than I thought it would." Whether or not Kody can recover from Robyn's alleged betrayal remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that this chapter marks the end of an era for the Brown family, and perhaps the beginning of a very different future. For Kody, the illusion has been shattered. For Robyn, the mask has slipped. And for everyone watching, it's a reminder that even the strongest seeming relationships can fall apart when trust is broken and greed takes over.